Two of the top teams about to go at it in this best of 5. It's Gale Force versus Northern with a commentary to Shogun and Lawler. Take it away, guys.
Thank you very much, Axel. And we are here for what is now crucial for both of these teams. Almost must win for them. Northern Gaming want to keep that pressure up against Flipside, the team that they are playing against next. Whilst Gale Force Esports coming into this as the walking wounded, they have to win.
Big implications for both. Obviously, trying to win simply for, pride reasons, but at the same time, it's one top 2 spot left.
Yep.
Congrats again to the leftovers on that play, but that kind of left this Gale Force team, like you said, wounded. They had the chance to secure it, and then just huge mistakes on defense. Looking to clean those up. Both these teams, obviously, number 1 and 2 in defense.
But a team came into a previous series that we just casted after having lost a 9-1 match. They were the leftovers. They went on to win. Can Gale Force do the same thing? This is going to be a test of their mental proficiency. Can they bounce back? We are going to find out here. Tweet over to us who you think is going to win this matchup as we get ourselves into the matchup. Gale Force versus Northern Gaming. As it's going to be very important now how Gale Force start off the match, and that is the worst way possible.
This is fantastic for Northern Gaming. Maestro has had some issues in the past couple of weeks. Not been the most prevalent in his offense, but when he does get involved, the pass plays have been great. Him scoring right away is fantastic for this Northern Gaming team. Gale Force needs to bounce back.
And Gibbs brought it up on the desk. That is now the 6th goal that Northern Gaming have conceded almost immediately. Gale Force Esports have conceded off a kickoff. This is turning into a very prevalent problem for them after they are just unable to secure possession of the ball early in the game. Devo's going to take an early shot onto that. But Violent Panda with the clearance. This is still being played off the wall. 2 players over to the side for Northern Gaming. And if they are given the space to force the ball down to their opponent's end and continue that siege operation that we used to see from them and came out once again last week, Gale Force Esports will be in a lot of trouble, so they need to keep this pace up. That's a pass straight out from Violent Panda, straight up to Maestro, who goes to the dribble, goes all the way to the other end of the field, where Remco will be ready and waiting. Charset clears that straight over to middle. That is going to be Northern Gaming immediately rotating back on that.
Fantastic decision as well, like you stated, rotating back immediately. That pass in the middle of the field, rather than trying to force something, they've doubled back, collect boost, and then reposition.
It's going to be off the back wall. Remco didn't get quite as much contact as he would have wanted there. He's still got his team into an offensive position. Missed clearance there by Pashi, means Charset has to come forward. Now Pashi pushes that forward. Charset doesn't quite know what he wants to do with it. He kind of thought about going for the ball. He kind of thought about bumping Remco. Ends up going for neither. Still 1-0, 90 seconds into this match. Pashi off the side wall, over into the corner yet again. Violent Panda's just going to look for the clearance. And we've said it a couple of times, that corner, it's a nice little safe spot, but it's still not away from your goal. So it's more like a reprieve or a checkpoint in your quest to get this ball down to your opponent's end of the field.
As they go back and forth, Pashi still putting on that pressure, trying to go for the second touch. This entire Northern Gaming team living up to that defense as they pack the box, saves out, but not clearing it. As we see shots coming in, Pashi getting a goal.
Yeah, really important there for Gale Force as well. Using some basic form of offense, just trying to outpace their opponents to the ball. No way Devo can get there in time, and Pashi layers that one into the top of the goal.
Something dangerous for both of these teams, being able to clear it out as the offense will punish you for it. Kickoff, here we go. As Pashi wins that over to Maestro, played immediately back inside.
And now over into the corner as well. Violent Panda, lovely clearance over to his opponent's end. Yes, it does give up possession of the ball, but it also means that your team can do whatever they want in the meantime. Shot from Maestro, almost hits it into the top right-hand corner, and Pashi reading that one off the sidewall is going to allow his team to go onto the counter-attack, and Pashi, that touch has created this opportunity.
Fantastic touch by Pashi, reading that off the backboard. So difficult to do as Violent Panda then takes his time as there's nobody back and makes sure to capitalize on that goal. These two working together. We are halfway through game number 1, and Gale Force is up by 1.
Doing a much better job of trying to commit to things rather than playing reactionary. And it's definitely a style that suits Gale Force a lot more than just sitting back. Charset Wants to follow that. Doesn't get any pinch against the wall, so he's going to mean him and the rest of his team have to rotate back. Maestro now by himself. Almost goes the entire way with the ball. But Violent Panda just there in time. Pass straight over to Pashi, who flicks it up. Now going to go for the follow-up. But Devo has that covered in the top right-hand side. Now Devo by himself. Up against his old teammates. He'll want to try and prove to not only them, but to himself that he made the right decision by going over to Northern Gaming. But we'll see that as we continue on throughout this series. Chalset puts that one up high. Maestro gonna go for the dribble yet again. And Maestro very happy throughout this series. This is the third time he's attempted to do it, just to go for the dribbles and try and challenge players head on.
Very dangerous to do, but glad he's got that confidence in him. Something that we talked about how he's been lacking the past couple of weeks, as it sets up his teammates the ability to rotate as well as get in a position to get those fantastic pass plays we see out of Northern Gaming. As this ball settles back down, another bounce. And subtle shot coming in from Remco.
Yeah, but these long clearances are being so useful right now for Gale Force, not only to set themselves up in offense, but completely preventing any siege from coming out from Northern Gaming. Shot was easily saved, but Maestro and Remco, one of the longest standing duos in European Rocket League. Maestro's going to try and follow up. Is there going to be anyone there? Yeah, Devo off the backboard. And Northern Gaming, you pointed it out earlier, happy to know when the offense is done and when to go back. The unfortunate part of that is they are running out of time to equalize.
Well, with 40 seconds left, looks like they're going to trap it again. Maestro not afraid to dribble all game today. Pays off as he gets that pop. Uses that corner to play it inside, but Chalset reads it perfectly and clears it out. So Remco waiting. Chalset puts a shot on net, saved by Devo.
Devo looked like he was in so much trouble there, almost having an argument against the wall. But
looks like he won.
Yeah, Devo is the only player I know that can win those arguments. But he practically owns that wall. Ball now up high yet again, 15 seconds remaining here. Gale Force have slowed the pace down a lot like they did against the Leftovers in their opening match, and it has worked out really well. Northern Gaming unable to set any sort of offense up for a prolonged period of time, and that, once this ball touches the floor, is going to give the game over to Gale Force, but Northern Gaming have their opportunity here. No, just rolls down the side of the wall, and Gale Force take game one.
It's exactly as you said. That slowing down the pace, completely controlled by Gale Force, led to that victory. They decided what they wanted to do, they controlled it, and really punished Northern Gaming from that. Northern Gaming is a team that wants to play fast, and they just weren't able to do it simply because Gale Force didn't let them.
Nope. Northern Gaming, their entire gameplay is around controlling mid-boost, controlling your boost, taking you completely out of the play and not allowing you to respond to any shot that comes off the backboard or anything they really do that requires the ball being lofted up higher. So once that starts happening, they are a real force to be reckoned with, but Gale Force doing a good job of not allowing the ball completely towards them, but more pushing it out, getting the boost in the middle of the field, and not allowing anything sustained to come out for Northern Gaming.
That was actually really surprising as well, considering how many dribbles they were able to get past. Both Devo and Maestro were able to dribble it upfield, beat out one defender, and then still maintain it afterwards. But even when they got it down to the other side, there was no pass inside, there was no pressure put in. They just got shut down by Gale Force and then returned back to their end.
Well, the way they were doing it was pretty textbook how you deal with a dribble. You send someone forward, you force the move. Once that move has been forced, as a defender, you should be able to clean up, unless the person that went forward has left options available still. So such as like a double tap, or an extra boost to try and take it around one extra player. But usually that is how you want to go about defending a dribble. And it is something that Gale Force have done absolutely textbook so far as we head ourselves into game two. And it's going to be Northern Gaming's opportunity to try and respond to a dominant starting game from Gale Force. And that is how you do it, Northern Gaming. Okay, boys, that was good.
Well, Gale Force again plagued by this issue. Another goal within 10 seconds off a kickoff. Fantastic touch by Maestro.
The angle on that shot was incredible. But as you said, that is now up to 7 goals for Gale Force conceded today, almost immediately off from kickoffs. Devo and Maestro leave that. He takes it just over the top. Chalset with the follow-up onto the ball, but this ball's going to be played straight over to the side. Violent Panda should be able to deal with that one pretty easily. But Northern Gaming are going to try and set themselves up now. Look for those boosts, see what they try and steal. Maestro plays off the backboard. Devo gets his shot blocked by Pashi. There's nothing quite around here for Gale Force to pick themselves up on. Pashy should take this ball, clears it all the way downfield, and this has been so good from them, always lofting that ball as high and as arcing as possible. Not allowing Northern Gaming to get any follow-ups. That's going to be Pashy passing that one straight to Violent Panda. Remco left that for quite a while there, but still able to get himself back. Now he's going to be on this ball still. Fakes one player, tries to get the pinch up against Violent Panda for the goal, but Northern Gaming still on the offense. Or at least they were until Pashy came in to take over.
Well, Gale Force second, allowing goals, only 1.5 roughly per game. Living up to that average as well. Just by shutting it down completely. The pressure still coming through. A team pass play to clear it out for Northern Gaming. Shawset takes it off the wall and then follows it up with a fantastic solo clear to Violent Panda with the double tap. What?
Okay, that is how you go East Coast to West Coast. Shawset using the rear end of his car to get extra loft and extra power onto the ball. If he hits it with the bumper, he's not going to be able to do that, but he uses a catapult effect by using the rear end, and then the double tap speaks for itself. There is no analysis that goes into it. You just have to be real good.
Well, Maestro's trying to go for one himself, not able to get there, but Remco up early. As that bounces in front of the net, pinched out. Defense again coming up clutch for Gale Force.
Now Pashy's got this ball onto his hood. Goes for the flick up. Shawset was not ready for that at all. When that's pulled two players out, Pashy has to go for the scramble save. Before anyone from Northern Gaming could move themselves forward. Maestro takes this past one. Still going for those dribbling plays with the pass over to Devo. He's got Remco to look for. Remco didn't expect Northern Gaming or Gale Force to miss the ball. Now Pashy's now by himself. Tried to take it over the top of Maestro, but couldn't get the contact he wanted. That's going to be a rebound opportunity, but Remco onto that like a bullet. Takes that to the other end of the field.
Fantastic idea by Remco, and then a beautiful touch, but the defense again from Gale Force able to come out. Him not being afraid to commit two to the same one as Devo missed the initial save, but another shot on by Gale Force. Still in a dangerous spot as Devo, fantastic clear out to Maestro.
Now Maestro going to try and take this all the way by himself. Tried to get the pinch up against the floor, but down to the other end of the field. Will it be? No. Northern Gaming still pressuring on this ball, but now they have rotated themselves back, and it almost seems like Gale Force, their offense has now mutated a little bit. They were previously using those long clearances just to alleviate pressure. Now they're leaving someone upfield ready to get extra touches onto the ball and go for shots. If you're Northern Gaming, you have to be looking at that right now as a threat.
No, they need to definitely pay attention to that and punish it. If you've got one being left up, the counterattack capabilities are definitely there. But credit is going to Gale Force. They're shutting that option down as these guys transition. They're breaking it up, and then plays like this, maintaining that possession, forcing Devo to come out. It doesn't matter.
Shawset needs to get this one over to the corner. Did somewhat well with it, but Devo still in possession of the ball, and he's managed to steal the boost. We'll leave Violent Panda pretty low. Who's going to try and rotate himself back as Remco. Now on the ball, gets it past, but Violent Panda can move forward and take that ball away. Devo, ball up high, actually hits the roof. That can be sometimes dangerous to deal with. And Gale Force have struggled with it very slightly. Violent Panda looks to put it into the far side. Will he follow up? No, nothing from him. Gives it straight over to Devo. A minute and 15 seconds remaining here. And we are still all tied up. Maestro over to the corner. Violent Panda should be first onto this, but gets blocked by Maestro. It's going to go all the way down to the other end of the field. Another long clearance comes in here. The pace has slowed down. Both these teams happy to go for long clearances. Almost Maestro got caught out by an early shot from Northern Gaming, but was able to bring himself back just in time. Now Remco over to Devo. Extra touch from him. That's going to be dangerous. Using the arc at the top of the wall. Shawset puts it up high, but Devo will look for the pass off. He's managed to get a hold of it. Follow up there from Maestro. Off the backboard yet again. Now Shawset puts that up high. Pashy can't get contact onto the ball. The counter-attacking opportunity still available. Shawset gets it past one. Only over to Devo, though. Final 30 seconds remaining here. Both teams have had a slight spurt of pace when it came to their offense.
Gale Force looking so strong right now. Northern Gaming just needing at least one win to make sure that if they get a loss here, they still have a chance of top two against Flipside. But as this comes in, Violent Panda with another play up top, read by Devo.
This ball touches the floor. Once we hit zero, we'll go to overtime. Pashy needs to get a save on that. Two players. There was a risk there of pinching it into their own net. Now touches the floor. Maestro can't get there in time. We are in overtime. All tied up here. Over into the corner. Which team can take the early lead? Gale Force need to avoid that early kickoff goal, which they have been susceptible to. Seems like they've done it and managed to put themselves into a regular rotation. which will work out for them very nicely. Devo can't beat Charset to that one. He's going to continue going here. Charset has to pass over to the side. He was completely out of boost. But so is Violent Panda and a lot of other players on his team. Pashi has to buy them some time using this aerial. And he has done so. Now over to the middle. Maestro wants to beat Violent Panda at that ball. Charset, though, should still be there in time. Violent Panda was going to try and put that onto target. No dice. And there's two committed from Northern Gaming, but Remco onto that so fast. Easily sealing up the wound. Now Remco can put that one up high, off the crossbar. Maestro follows it up. We are now tied up in games.
Fantastic play. Even though those misdirection across field, there was no possession to him. Remco finally took that opportunity. He got it past one, settled it, faked another one, and then just put it off that back because there was someone in net. Draws him out, and then Maestro with a ridiculous angle across to put it back in. We're now all tied up in the series.
It's definitely one of the most tactical games we have seen in this season. But then again, you should expect it from teams like Northern Gaming and Gale Force, probably the teams that we are most likely to relate to certain strategies. Both of them trying for it so far. Northern Gaming haven't quite had the possession of the ball I think that they would want to have, but these individual plays are setting up more and more opportunities for them.
Well, that's the beauty of what Northern Gaming brings, is everybody on their team so extremely talented. And then in the offseason, they added the addition of Devo, who is a god when it comes to aerials. It's just the little subtle things that every single player can do. You saw it early. Maestro making dribble plays to set him up. Okay, it's not working. Remco's speed in his reaction to bring it up. Devo hitting aerial touches off the backboard for passes. Every single player trying to do their best against this defense that is touted as the second best. Like, hello?
Yes, and I really want to tip my hat as well over to Remco for that play. He comes in at the bottom of his team's stats, but not only covering the overcommit where two players went up for the same ball, but getting down to the other end of the field, buying his team enough time to grab boost, come downfield, and then setting them up. That's an awful lot of things you've got to do, and he pulled it off magnificently.
They make it look so easy, man. Like, it's just like, oh yeah, I'm gonna read this, I'm gonna pass it against the wall to myself, I'm gonna trap it, and then I'm gonna fake a guy out, and then set up for my team with a beautiful pass that I have a split second to make.
Yeah, it certainly does speak to the speed that these players do come in at, considering also when you're in the background, the other player that's got to recover from all of those overcommits, pick up the boost, and then get down to the other end of the field to score. There's always a lot of things you have to do in Rocket League, and you've got to do it in a very, very quick fashion. As Devo wants to try and put in an early goal, Gale Force has to almost be a huge worry for them right now. Every single time they see an opposing player on the ball, almost immediately for kickoff. Now Violent Panda goes immediately for the net. There's cleared away. Over to Remco, puts that one up high. Is there going to be a follow-up here? Too much angle for Remco to score anyway, and not enough boost to reach the ball. Maestro, early shot off the crossbar. And they are putting these so close to the goal right now. Gale Force has to respond every single time. And if it does end up hitting the crossbar or atop the goal, and a Gale Force player has committed to it, that is boost wasted and a rebound opportunity.
Definitely for Northern Gaming, something they're so used to is rebounding those backboards. Even though it's more prevalent nowadays, that backboard can't be used, as we see a lot of players waiting on that backboard to make the save. Still a dangerous weapon for this Northern Gaming team.
Yeah, Maestro unable to get to that one. It's Violent Panda. Couldn't get that past Remco. This one's been all Northern Gaming so far, but the counter-attacking opportunities have come through. Shot there. Devo puts it up high, but two players committed to that ball. Remco, once again, the janitor for his team, cleaning up any sort of mistakes that do happen. So tactically disciplined is Remco. As this can be played off the crossbar once again. Violent Panda that time not responding to it. Flicks it up high. Devo did not respond though, waiting for the second touch from Violent Panda. Played off the backboard. Remco looking for Maestro. As him and Devo once again, and this is, I'm starting to notice this more and more now. Maestro and Devo committing to the same ball more and more often.
Part of the reason on that one is the way that Charset was contesting that. If he didn't take the touch away from Devo, that would have been a 50-50 in favor of Gale Force. So good decision making. We talk about how bad it is to commit to. Sometimes it's just having that keen sense to go for it as a worst case scenario is okay.
And they do have Remco in the background most of the time. Speaking of which, he's got the pass straight over to Devo, who managed to get a dunk as well after his initial touch. No follow-up. Still tied up here, almost halfway through this game. Pashi clears that one over into the middle. That's Remco. Early shot from him. He's going to have an opportunity to try and follow it up. Pashi has to try and retreat just in time. And this has turned into a pretty typical Northern Gaming side. of just forcing their opponents into that final third. And you'll look at the rotation from Northern Gaming. If they can keep it up, then Galeforce got a task on their hand. There's the mistake, though, and that is going to put that one in. Northern Gaming take the lead. 2 boosts and eyes coming out from Northern Gaming. You see Devo snag it again there on the corner. But then one mistake, that's all they're looking for, is to force these guys in a position where they have to basically do something last-ditch effort. And if it doesn't work out just right, a mistake comes out and they get punished. Halfway through this game, we are 1-1 in the series. All tied up, but Northern Gaming up by 1. Trying to make sure that they clinch this and put themselves in a better position for top 2. There's another one of those lofting passes straight over Remco. Double touch from him. The first time we've seen it either. As Maestro down to the other end of the field. They are still 1 goal up, 2 minutes remaining. As Northern Gaming looking for that boost control. And why do they do it? Well, they're looking to try and avoid... I mean, there's only 2 ways of breaking the Northern Gaming siege offense. Either A, you demolish them, or B, you get a long clearance. Both of those require boost. Which they like to take away a lot. Yes. So if you can't control boost, or if you can't pick one up and do something really worthwhile with it, you just get stuck into your own half for so long. Yeah, the dangerous thing about that is obviously the other way to get out of that is you go and find boost. But the issue is now you're taking someone out of their rotation and you're trying to leave a team 2 versus 3 against Northern Gaming. Good luck. They've managed to do it all the way down to the other end of the field, but Northern Gaming have got 3 players back. And Galeforce think better of sending players for that ball. Still finding themselves down though. And Galeforce need to find a goal from somewhere. They need to find an opportunity from somewhere. It's been lacking so far. Van Panda just clears that one away. It almost looks like Galeforce are playing as if they are winning this matchup. You're not, boys. You need to get this one away. It's all part of the mind game. You gotta believe that you're winning to win, Shogun. Oh wow, Van Panda's got that past 1 player and to pass out. It's almost as soon as you said it, Lawler. Van Panda came out big, but there was no pass available to him as Pashi was already rotating back. Maestro actually down Chaussette and Pashi, neither of them going for it. And those rotational problems that we have seen previously from Galeforce when the big game is on, when the nerves are going, the pass straight out there. 23 seconds remaining here. Pashi going to try and take this the entire way. Has he got the ability to feather out that boost? Nope. He was covered by the defense, but Chaussette waiting in that background. 15 seconds now remaining here. There's 2 players over into the corner. Pashi, if that shot was a lot more powerful and a lot more on target, they actually would have leveled the game right there. But Galeforce almost seem kind of blunt right now with their offense. There's no sharpness to it at all. And Northern Gaming are going to go 2-1 up in this series. It seems to be the big problem for this team on Galeforce is those opportunities are presenting themselves, so they're just not taking that opportunity to actually punish them for it. You see those shots, 6 shots, none of them hitting target. No, they were hitting target a little bit. They were definitely forcing saves, but nothing really all that dangerous. No, they were from them. It was shots to try and force another shot more than anything else. It was nothing shooting-wise which would actually be looking to score. It was just setting up for something else. So right now, where do you think that issue is coming from Galeforce? Is that just a lack of confidence in offense, or is it a lack of confidence in overcommitting and leaving no one in defense? It just feels like they're trying to overcomplicate things. Like there's a lot of the stuff that they're doing on defense to where they're transitioning upfield fantastic. But rather than using that opportunity and putting just a solid shot on net, forcing one of those defenders, generally Remco and back, to actually make a really tough save, is they're trying to go for this fancy stuff and then get, like you said, a shot that's weak and then a follow-up after that. Force the initial shot, get something going to force these guys out, and then play it confidently, which they're just not doing. It's just, like you said, these lackluster shots, they're very easily saved, and we see what Northern Gaming is doing. They're just starving them out, and 1 goal being enough to win over Galeforce is just, it's ironic. I mean, pretty much the way you look at it normally is if it's a quiet game, that means Northern Gaming is winning. That is their motto. They have never really been the flashiest in terms of the way they play. Obviously, they can bring out phenomenal plays as and when needed, but if they got the lead, they won't overcomplicate it. They'll play the way they need to. It's a really good way to handle high-pressure situations as well. When you go back to those things that come naturally, those textbook plays, it makes very minimal mistakes, and that's what makes Northern Gaming so dangerous. Very minimal mistakes. Van Panda, long clearance from him, but Remco is going to find that corner straight off to Diva, who was already waiting for the clearance. But passing play. Violent Panda looking for Pashi. That's still going to be available off the backboard. Violent Panda uses his wheel. It's actually opened up the opportunity, and Chaussette coming in, that third man on the rotation.
It's what you need out of Violent Panda, the best in all of RLCS with pass plays because of weird touches like that. Flipping and using that booty to play it back inside of Chaussette. And then that wide open right side. Good placement by Chaussette, up by 1. Finally for them getting the first goal early on in this match. See if they can hold on to it as Maestro plays that back down to the corner with the help of Devo.
Oh, yet again, those negative angles coming out from Northern Gaming, causing a bit of a ruckus. But Gale Force able to deal with it. Now Violent Panda trying to get in a second one. Can he drop down just in time? No, doesn't have the boost to force his car down and getting himself an extra touch. Violent Panda gets that over to Chaussette. As Maestro, once again, he's been very happy to take this ball by himself. Ball is loose for the time being. Over in defense is Devo. Now it's going to be interesting to see what Northern Gaming do from behind. There's going to be Devo, takes down 2 players, gets a block onto that third. But no follow-up from Northern Gaming. Couldn't predict that, but Maestro is going to take advantage. No one in the net there for Gale Force.
A lot of that all because of Devo. Able to get past all 3, wins the 50-50, and that just allows his 2 teammates to circle the field, get in position, and look ready for an attack. Maestro hits that attack perfectly, wins the 50-50, and just happens to get a goal out of it, but still, the decision-making and the positioning from Northern Gaming so dangerous.
And if you're Maestro, why not in that scenario? You know you've got 2 players already in defense, so if you go for it, you can get something out of it maybe, but at worst case scenario, your defense behind you is going to be able to cover. So smart from Maestro to go forward. And that evens up this matchup. Which is definitely what you want to do. Gale Force, one of the best teams at turtling up and using that defense to waste down the clock. Chaussette not going to get second contact. Remco to put it into the corner. Pashi should be able to get the clearance with the ball to the other end of the field. Maestro, that's not too convincing from him. It's going to require the follow-up from Remco. Remco over to Maestro yet again. Maestro still got control of the ball after the miss from Pashi, but I don't think even he was expecting it. And Violent Panda now with the ball all the way to the other end of the field. Tied up here. Both these teams now looking to not make any mistakes. There's a back foot there from Maestro. Ball played over to the corner though, and he should be safe.
Well, you talk about looking for those mistakes. A lot coming out there from the Northern Gaming defense, just so hesitant in making those plays. Still not punished by Gale Force, allowing them to transition back down on the other side. That's where they need to send the attack, as we've seen them do a couple times on the counterattack plays.
Violent Panda now by himself. Lovely touch from him to take it past 2 players. Now Northern Gaming can still push forward only just now. Gale Force have got their defense back. Devo barreling down onto that ball. He's going to get the opportunity to play it yet again over into the corner though, and Chaussette used a lot of boost, and he's going to need Pashi for the extra clearance away. Over into the middle, still 2 players. Remco and Maestro up for that ball. Devo still waiting down the other end of the field. That is trust right there. As Remco puts the ball up high. And Devo and Maestro still ready and waiting in the wings. Can Northern Gaming set up their siege? Something that's worked really well for them in the past and in this series as well. Pashi's picked up that boost over in the corner. See him using so much boost just to get it. He knows how to deal with this.
Yeah, very, very decisive play coming out. Not paying off, as Pashi, like you said, did snag that boost as they try to counter. A good flick by Remco. Northern Gaming already, no matter what and how this plays out, 1 game away from trying to get the win. Has a chance of top 2. They just got to take on Flipside next. As for Gale Force, just trying to secure a win, help their chances. As a big clear coming out, put back by Chaussette.
Chaussette now found Violent Panda. It's going to be played off the side, but a double tap there from Devo. Is going to play this all the way down to the other end of the field. Devo once again onto the ball. Can he find anything else? No, he cannot. Violent Panda, long clearance from him. As both these teams just walloping that ball whenever they get the opportunity now. Don't have that in my end, they say, as Pashi uses his boost to try and get that one just above 2 players. Now the opportunity is open. Violent Panda puts it down. Can he get the double tap? No, he cannot. But Pashi and the rest of Gale Force just going to give up on that offense. Chaussette with a hopeful challenge, but is not going to get the ball.
Well, you see Maestro slowing it down again. It looked like he wanted a dribble, but the touch wasn't in his favor, so he decides to go for a flick, playing it off. That awareness of this approaching offense of Gale Force. 30 seconds. Curious to see if we're going to see another overtime. These guys approach again.
Northern Gaming had themselves in a bit of a tussle there between each of their players, not knowing who should go for the ball. but they have got away with it. Violent Panda needs Pashy to just take that one away. You can see Northern Gaming waiting for a clearance away to basically just be a pass over to them for them to put into the net. Maestro pushes that one forward, a block though, puts that one just above the net. Now Pashy and Violent Panda on the counter-attack, block there from Devo, puts that one down, and we have reached overtime yet again, Lawler.
Second overtime of this series, game number 4. Decision-making again paying off as Pashy was carrying that back. But now look at the speed increase right off the kickoff, a chance for a reset as Violent Panda trying to go for another touch. Saved up by Remco again. That wall of defense from Remco has been fantastic all series.
Now it's going to be Remco and Devo. They've got each other to look for. Remco puts it up high. Violent Panda has already read that as Maestro can go for the long clearance. Both of these two teams just don't want it in their end right now. But Maestro's got his opportunity to try and set something up. Violent Panda with an early read onto the ball. As Remco clears it yet again. Is that goal open? Almost was. Pashy dives in using the wall to clear it over to the side, but still, Gale Force have this ball in their end. Immediately put back in by Remco. Not great contact from him. It's going to allow Chaussette to try yet again to clear it away. Chaussette now follows it up. Side flip from him. He bails on that. Saw Devo coming in. Now Devo with the follow-up. Can he get there? No, Chaussette there early in time. But Remco over to Maestro. And every single time Northern Gaming trying to set something up, they are getting blocked, but it's not the case of that's what they want. It's a case of pulling players out, leaving people unavailable for the next counter-attacking or attacking opportunity.
Well, here's that Northern Gaming siege in full effect. The boost and eye coming out, shots one after another. Desperately needing a clear for this Gale Force team as Pashy puts that up high. Remco comes in and sneaks it. But pass plays like that, not able to get downfield, are dangerous as it goes right above the net. Pashy able to make another clear, but it's not hard enough. He gets another touch. Way to follow that up.
Now Maestro and Remco, we've been stuck in this half for so long right now. Violent Panda happy to see the orange end. Now can he go for the entire counter-attack? Puts that one towards the side of the net. Pashy with the follow-up, and it hits the side of the post. Remco now with his opportunity. Can he take it the entire way? No, blocked by Violent Panda. Gale Force showing just how dangerous they can be. They bared their fangs and tried to bite down.
They hold off that offense for so long, and then all it took was one counterattack. But what an incredible save. They're still in this. 2 minutes and 15 seconds, back and forth yet again, and now it's Gale Force's turn to see what they can do on offense.
Pashy with that ball up high. Can he follow up? Can he make anything meaningful out of it? Lovely touch from him, actually. Gets more than enough power onto it, but Devo with the solo plays. And Remco with the clearance. 2.5 minutes now into this overtime. It's now played over into the corner. Pashy with the ball up high. And these long clearances coming out yet again. Both of these teams just wanting a breather. Negative angle shot actually from Maestro. Okay there, boys. That was incredible.
What a shot from Maestro. He was struggling the past couple of weeks with some of these touches, but every time I said at the beginning of the series, he gets a nose on it, he does something incredible. Pass to Devo off the backboard? No, he's going to take it himself this time and puts a beauty of a shot on that negative angle, and they secure it 3-1 in the series.
And that sets us up for a doozy of a matchup. Northern Gaming against Flipside Tactics is next, and it is effectively a match that will decide who goes to the LAN. That's going to be incredible.
Unbelievable game either way. So close, back and forth, just differences. Every game within 1 point between these two teams. Like, Gale Force put up an effort against this team. That defense really showing how strong they are. I am so afraid for any of these guys when they play each other in the playoffs. Like, holy cow, EU. Still stacked. Like, what are you guys doing? Like,
I know.
Unbelievable, man.
And it's a case right now of Gale Force. That's a team that someone's got to play in the playoffs.
I'm done. No.
You might have to play them to get even into the LAN. That is just so scary. All of EU so stacked right now. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. I am absolutely done over here. So let's hand this over to the analyst desk.
Thank you, Shogun and Lawler. Another great series. All these teams, I swear, are so evenly matched here in the European region. Axel Tosh joined by Gibbs and Leaf. Guys, Northern able to pull it off. Every single one of those games seemed to be very close, very back and forth, very tactical play, focusing on just being relentless with the offense from Northern Gaming side, and then a few counterattacks here and there from Gale Force, making it a little bit scary for Northern.
And we talked about it earlier, the big gap between defense and offense. And I said Gale Force, and their defense looks great. Their offense was extremely shaky. Only 4 goals in this series. They didn't score a lot either in the last series. They needed a little bit more of an offensive spark because it's very hard to keep Northern Gaming down. Like, you can only do it for so long.
Yeah, no, I talked to you in the break about this too, is that both these teams at this point where they're watching for each other's touches. We saw a lot of that midfield play. Both teams looking for chances to score, but being quelched out pretty quickly. They're just watching, being patient on the touches, a lot of ground play. In the end, I mean, Northern Gaming just got some of these great aerial touches, and that really set it above everyone. But I kind of woke up at the end there with Panda. He comes in really clutch a lot of these times.
But I think this might be the first time ever that a series has been won and only one player got all the goals. Maestro, all 6 goals for Northern Gaming here, coming up big. We just talked about him before, how he's not been relatively so amazing this season because he doesn't have to be, but once in a while, they only need one player to really step up, and all 3 can, Maestro, Remco, and Devo, and Maestro all 6 goals in the series. They only needed 6 in 4 games to win this, so now it comes down to Northern Gaming versus Flipside. Whoever wins that series will be top 2.
Right, and clarifying the playoff situation there, you know, Gale Force with their losses means they're out of the top 2. Leftovers already have a top 2 seed, and the next match coming up, Flipside versus Northern, that has the winner that will go to LAN. And remember, we still have the match at the end of the day where Resonant, they're trying to win to stay alive in the playoffs. Did I get all that right, Gibbs?
Yes, and also Gale Force and Mocket, we know they are playing in the quarterfinals now. So a lot of people consider both those teams in the big 4 of Europe, and now only one of them can make the World Championship. So that's going to be a really tough battle in 2 weeks from now.
And we came into today with 4 teams tied at 4-1. I think that kind of rhetoric is being reflected in these matches. They're so close. These teams are so evenly matched. I feel like anyone can win at this point. But we have 2 matches left on the broadcast today as we finish out league play for the European region. Still 1 spot up for grabs at the World Championships automatically. And it's either going to be Northern Gaming or Flipside Tactics. We're going to take a short break here from the Rocket League Championship Series. But you're defending champions. Flipside Tactics taking the stage next against Northern Gaming for a spot in the World Championships. Stay tuned.